Recently, the corruption of an old god seeped up from beneath the earth and tainted the sacred moonwell. Akumai, servant of the old god, rose from the waters, taking residence within the temple's ruins. The cult, known as the Twilight's Hammer, came to bask in Akumai's evil presence. Empowered by the ancient rites of the chaotic old gods, the cultists, led by Twilight Lord Kelris, strove to bring about the return of their dark patrons and spread death and terror across the world. They also sacrificed innocents to Akumai for power. Naga and Satyr, drawn by the ruins' ancient power, eventually emerged as well to plumb the secrets of what is now known as the Blackfathom Deeps. When the Twilight's Hammer cult arrived, its followers roused and imprisoned one of the last peaceful creatures living in Elune's temple. The cult delighted in tormenting the giant turtle for years, flaying its mind and body until it succumbed to madness. Naming the beast Gamura, the cultists attempted to use its savagery to protect their lair. Heroes interrupted the ritual before the Twilight Stormmenders could bend the creature's will, however, unleashing the great turtle's fury upon its masters. The Twilight's Hammer granted Lady Saravis her own private cove within Blackfathom Deeps, continuously sending her fresh sacrifices. The cult hoped that her rituals and research would result in magical protection that would allow them to worship the terrifying Hydra at the Deep's core without fear of becoming its next meal. The Murloc Galahast answered the call of the old gods, forcing his way into Blackfathom and slaughtering nearly a dozen surprised Twilight's Hammer cultists with his twin swords. Impressed by his ferocity and brutality, the cult allowed him to stay, and he built his own shrine to offer sacrifices and receive blessings from the ominous presence at the temple's ruins. Many of the creatures swimming beneath the Moonshrine ruins were killed for food after the hammer took up residence, but old Sericus, the largest thresher in the water, proved to be uncatchable, and those who persisted in hunting it inevitably died in the attempt. When the cultist found a strange three-headed creature in the belly of Blackfathom Deeps, Twilight Lord Kelris was convinced the Hydra was a herald of the old god's return to Azeroth and his ticket to immortality. Kelris personally supervised the growth of the monster, even feeding it his own subjects to satisfy its wild hunger. The ancient evil Akumai, Princess of the Deep, carried with her a small measure of the old god's power. The three-headed Hydra was greatly feared for her mindless savagery and insatiable hunger for living flesh, but the Twilight's Hammer worshipped her as a divine sign that the old gods will soon return. The Argent Dawn also sent forces to investigate the rumors about the union between the Hammer and the Naga. Dawnwatcher Shadeless came to collect as much information as possible, and sent Scout Thaelrid to check on the activity within Blackfathom. Since he had not reported back in weeks, an adventurer was sent to seek him out. He was eventually found, mortally wounded, but before passing, he revealed the truth of what was happening within the watery caverns. The cultists had allied with the Naga and started amassing in great numbers within the depths of Blackfathom, where they offered sacrifices to Akumai. The brave heroes, among which was the blood elf Ashra Valandril, fought against the evil within the deeps and slew Kelris. Blackfathom Deeps is situated along the Zoram Strand of Ashenvale. The minimum level for entrance is level 15. It is advised for characters levels 20 to 30. Blackfathom Deeps has 4 quests that are exclusively Horde, 3 quests that are exclusively Alliance, and 2 quests available to both factions. The quests for the Horde are the Essence of Akumai, Amongst the Ruins, Allegiance of the Old Gods, and Baron Aquanis. The quests for the Alliance are Knowledge in the Deeps, Researching the Corruption, and Twilight Falls. Finally, the quests for both factions are In Search of Thaelrid and Blackfathom Villainy. The Essence of Akumai starts and ends with Genu Sankria and Zoramgar Outpost in Ashenvale. This quest requires you to loot a Sapphire of Akumai, which is located in the tunnels leading to the entrance, and is obtained by interacting with one of the blue crystals which is found along the walls of the tunnel. Amongst the Ruins starts and ends with Genu Sankria in Zoramgar Outpost of Ashenvale. To complete this quest, you must loot the Fathom Core from the Fathom Stone inside of the instance. Beware, interacting with the Fathom Stone will spawn Baron Aquanis. Allegiance to the Old Gods is part of a quest chain that begins by looting a damp note from a Blackfathom Tide Priestess in the caves leading to the instance portal. Allegiance to the Old Gods is the second step in the chain. It starts and ends with Genu Sankria in Zoramgar Outpost of Ashenvale, and requires you to kill Lorgus Jet within the instance. The quest Baron Aquanis is started by looting an item called Strange Water Globe from Baron Aquanis, who is spawned by looting the Fathom Core for the quest Amongst the Ruins previously mentioned. This quest is turned in to Genu Sankria. Moving on to the Alliance quests, Knowledge in the Deeps starts and ends with Garrig Bonegrip, who is located in the Forlorn Cave in Ironforge. This quest requires you to loot Lorgalis manuscript. It is in a chest underwater in the room where Gamura spawns. Researching the Corruption starts and ends with Gershala Nightwhisper, who is located in Aberdeen in Darkshore. This quest requires you to loot 8 corrupted brain stems, which can be acquired from the Naga both inside and outside of the dungeon. Twilight Falls starts and ends with Argentguard Manados, who is located in the Craftsman Terrace of Darnassus. This quest requires you to loot 10 Twilight Pendants, which drop from the Twilight Hammer's mobs, which are located inside of the instance. Finally, the 2 quests available to both factions. In Search of Thaelrid starts with Dawnwatcher Shadeless, who is located in Darnassus. This quest is available to both factions, however, for the Horde it is obviously going to be much more difficult to acquire. In Search of Thaelrid leads to Blackfathom Villainy for the Alliance, but is skippable by the Horde. The quest requires you to speak with Argentguard Thaelrid, located within the instance. Once you have spoken to Argentguard Thaelrid, he will provide you with Blackfathom Villainy. Blackfathom Villainy requires you to loot the head of Kelris from Twilight Lord Kelris within Blackfathom Deeps. The quest for the Alliance is turned in with Dawnwatcher Selgorm in the Craftsman Terrace of Darnassus, and for the Horde, it is turned in with Bashana Rune Totem and the Elder Rise of Thunderbluff. Thank you very much for watching. I will provide links to all the quests down in the description below. I'd like to offer a special thank you for the continued support I've been receiving over on Reddit. And make sure to subscribe for my next video, which will be over the Stockades. Until then, Thank you all very much for watching, and have a great rest of your day.